This is FYI on your TV, brought to you by Hometown News. I'm Kathy Botham. I have got my good friend Debbi Chadwick back with me. You are here to talk about September being Brain Aneurysm Awareness Month, like you do every year in September, because who can tell a story better than somebody that has gone through it? So can you tell everybody your story?
Thanks for having me again. I had a brain aneurysm rupture in September, actually, of 2018. Yes. I didn't know what a brain aneurysm was when it happened. And that's why I think it's important to do this. I was just at home. I was getting ready to leave to pick up my daughter from work, and I was in the kitchen and had my car keys in my hand, and it just felt like somebody hit me in the head with a bat. Immediately dropped my keys and grabbed my head, and at that point I should have went to the hospital, but I didn't. And actually this year I've been putting up every day, and on my Facebook page I post something about brain aneurysms for Awareness Month, and I was posting statistics, and I was putting up a post about, I think it's like 40% of people who have a rupture, and that's when that happened. That's when my rupture happened, and 40% of people who have a rupture die, and another 15% die on way to hospital. So at that point, when you have a rupture, 40% of people die immediately. So at the point where I dropped my keys on the floor, that could have been it. Mm-hmm. And this is the first year that I've actually thought about it. I knew it was, I know it was a serious thing now, like after the fact, but this is the first year I actually thought of people who have passed from it. That's the last thing that they feel, is that intense pain. And that's the last thing that
they would remember.
That they would remember, like. Wow. And I've never actually thought of it before.
I never thought of that either. And you've been here every year talking about this too. But you didn't even go to the hospital right away. You were
a
day or two or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, I stayed home. You
were so lucky.
Extremely.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't go to the hospital. I went and sat down. I started throwing up immediately. But I thought it was like a migraine headache. And I stayed at home all the next day, throwing up. And then on the Monday, I had called my husband at work to ask him to bring home ginger ale, because I was very sick. And he didn't understand what I was saying on the phone. So he called 911 from his work and came home. And so I had spent all day Sunday sick to my stomach. Meanwhile, my brain was bleeding.
Yes.
And so yeah, I was extremely lucky.
Wow, you were very lucky, very lucky. And then you went to the hospital thinking you're going to be home later that day.
Yeah, I went to the hospital. By the time the ambulance got there, I had actually lost my vision. I couldn't see. That was short-lived, but very scary. I could hear everybody around me, but I couldn't see them, and I couldn't move. They took me to the Smiths Falls Hospital, and they did a CT scan, and the doctor told me that they had found the problem. He said it was an aneurysm and it had ruptured, and I still didn't know what that meant, and so I said, okay, I'm expecting him to give me a prescription for this pounding headache.
Yes.
And he said that they were sending me to Ottawa, to the Ottawa Civic. And I was like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
And he was looking at me strangely, like, you know, you don't realize what's going on. And I just was like, can I go home now? You know, and he's like, no, you're going to Ottawa. And I said, well, can I go home for a few minutes? Like, I didn't have my purse with me because I went by ambulance. And he said, no, you're going to Ottawa by ambulance now. I was like, no. So they took me to Ottawa, and I had a emergency brain surgery. I think it was 8 hours long, the first surgery. They found 4 other brain aneurysms. And so I had the first surgery, and then the following week they did a second surgery, and then the week after that they did a third surgery. So they repaired 3 of the 5.
And they're keeping an eye on the other 2.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that a yearly thing that you have to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're down to a yearly thing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I had a few things I wanted to talk to you about, but I really love the story you told me before we started taping.
Okay.
And we were going to talk a little bit about rehabilitation. And you had said that quite often after 2 years after a brain aneurysm, it's as good as it gets.
That's
but
what
you're proof that it's not.
Yeah.
You've done so well.
Yeah. That's what they tell you, or at least that's what my neurosurgeon had said when I left the hospital. And a lot of people will hear that after your first 2 years, the improvements that you see in your first 2 years is as good as it's going to get for you. And I definitely don't believe that, and have seen improvements with myself anyway since that. Now, the first couple of years, I mean, I've had surgeries. My last surgery was in 2021, so I've had multiple surgeries since my rupture. But I've definitely seen improvements over the years.
So it can get better.
Oh,
This can get better.
I mean,
it has.
Most of your big improvements will be within the first couple of years, but you will see smaller improvements as you go.
Absolutely. And knowing you, I've seen that. Like I think the first thing I really noticed was your speech. Your speech was getting so much better every time I saw you. It was getting much better.
Yeah. And that, I think, it's like, I did do 2 years of speech therapy. I'm also on medication for, I'm on 2 anticonvulsants to help with speech.
Oh, okay.
I don't understand a lot of...
Sometimes it's funny that some medications was meant for one thing, it helps other things that you're not aware of. But you were saying earlier, you used to be, before your aneurysm, your rupture, you used to be an avid reader. You read all the time, and you got away from it.
Yeah, because after my rupture, it affects a lot of things, and one of the things is like concentration, memory, a lot for... And I wasn't able to read. I was saying my sister actually brought a book to the hospital for me to read. I spent a month in the hospital after my rupture, and I was like, oh great, new book to read. but I couldn't read. The words kind of jumped all over the page, and I couldn't focus. It was impossible. So when I came home from the hospital, and first thing I did was try to read, and I just couldn't do it. When I was doing my occupational therapy, they gave me all kinds of tips to try to read. I had a thing I could put over the page to focus my eyes on just the sentence that I was reading, things like that. But it was work. It did not make reading fun. I did try.
You enjoyed reading before that?
Loved reading, yeah. I tried numerous times over, the years to pick up books, but it was like you would read, and then, once you put the book down, you would forget what you read. So you would be flipping back. What did I read the page before? Who is this person? What did they do? How are they connected? So it was very frustrating.
Right.
So for a couple of years I didn't try, and then last summer I picked an author that I knew was fairly simple plots, very few characters, and I thought I'm going to try one of her novels, and I managed to get through it. It was still tricky, but I thought, just go. Don't try to force yourself to remember everything that's going on. If you forget a person, don't worry about it. Just keep on pushing through it.
Right.
And I managed to get through the whole thing. And then something's changed, and I thought, okay, this year I'm going to try again. I picked a different author, more in theme with what I used to read. It was a little harder, the first one, but again, I just thought, just keep going. And I did get through one, and I thought, okay, that wasn't so bad. And so I got another one of her books because I really enjoyed the story. And so the second one was a little bit easier. So I think I was kind of training my brain to, do this. And so I managed to read, I think, 6 or 7 books this year.
And enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, it's still a little frustrating because I'm not remembering everything that's happening, but yeah, I am enjoying it.
Yeah.
And I think it's getting a little bit, I'm reading them a little faster, but I'm still forgetting stuff and not remembering all the characters and everything, but I'm not worrying about it as I go.
Well, I really appreciate you coming here every year and talking about this and bringing awareness to brain aneurysms, because we tell your story, and you're very focused on making sure you see the signs and get care right away. But this year, I'm really finding it can get better. With the focus it can be, it can get better.
Yeah.
So that's really nice to hear too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And you are doing well. My goodness, I see you walking through town, and you get to the other end of town before I do. I'm stopping and taking pictures, but there goes Debbi.
Yeah, and people will ask me, because I do use a walker, and I've had a lot of people will ask me, actually 3 in the last couple of weeks, have said to me, knee, hip, back, and I say brain. And they look at me, what was that?
There you go, always doing awareness, doing awareness. Now I'm encouraging people to take a look at your Facebook page, because you fill it every day with something.
Yes.
During the month of September too. So where else do you get some information if people would like to learn some more?
You could, you can use Google, or the internet is a wonderful place for information. our Facebook group on the Facebook is private, but for people who have gone through it or family members who are looking for support, there's all kinds of Facebook groups that you can join that are a great way to meet people who have been through it, or family members who are looking for support for somebody who is going through it, because there are a lot of people who don't have the support network. I've had a great support through this, great family support, friends, which is really important, because I've had a good positive outlook. You lose a lot, like you really do. You lose, I don't drive anymore. I don't work anymore. There's a lot of things that there's a huge negative impact on people's lives when you go through something medically, whether it's an aneurysm or any kind of medical event that happens. It takes away a lot from a person, your independence and everything. But I've always tried to look at the positive side of something and what it can bring to you. And you have to look for those things, and sometimes you have to look hard. And
look at you, this was 2018, so we're talking 7 years. 7 years, and you're back to enjoying reading again. But you are. And walking through town quickly. You're doing
four
amazing.
Wheels.
Well, I thank you very much for coming here today. Every year we come here and we talk about September being Brain Aneurysm Awareness Month. So thank you for your time, and thank you for being here, and know the signs and get checked quicker than you did.
Yes.
You're very lucky, and we're very lucky to have you here.
Thank you.
Thanks, Debbie.
For having me.